Hello again, I'm Richard Fredrickson, and this is Profiles, the special edition today. We have a special guest for you and a special location. We're usually at Al's Steakhouse. Today we traveled to the, well, it's called the Danco Innovation Design Center in beautiful Shorewood, Illinois. And Mike Schuster, who happens to be the Senior Vice President, Product Development and Innovation, and one of our own from Joliet, Illinois. Michael.
Thanks for having me.
It's good to see you, man. We will show you all of the preparedness that we did for this. That'll be another show that you'll see what went into the production of this interview with some guy by the name of, what's his name? Schuster something.
Yeah, something like that.
We did this, the two of us, when was that last interview?
2010.
2010. It seems like yesterday. But you've come a long way, because in those days, and we'll do a little bit of this also in this interview about your background in schools and so forth here in Joliet, but at that time I was sitting about 3 blocks down at a kind of a warehouse kind of place. And what was that called then?
MJSI.
Yeah, and that was what?
That was Michael John Schuster Industries.
Well, there you go. And you're a founder.
Yes.
You were the one who put that all together. And at that time, when I had stopped in to talk to you, it was in the early stages of your first invention.
Yep.
Prior to all this accolades and high fives and kudos and stardom and personality and being interviewed on podcasts and radio stations and also here on, we were the first, by the way. I mean, you can talk about all
You're on the leading edge.
Yeah, we were the first ones to talk with this proud citizen of Joliet, and great background. So we're going to share some of that with you. And a special event that took place in Chicago a couple of months ago. We're going to share that with you as well. We're going to show you the actual room with the research is taking place, and over 50, well, we may not show you all 50, but we're going to show you a large segment of all of the patents that this young man has, and they're growing because he's not going to stop at that. What do you think, around 50 or 60?
I think we're up to 63 issued and pending.
All right. So we'll show you some of that. It's pretty impressive. Now let's get you down to earth here.
All right.
Okay. Where, obviously you're born and raised here in Joliet. Where'd you go to school?
Catholic High.
Catholic High at JCA.
Yep.
You were at the old, on the hill, right?
Yes.
Hilltopper, a real hilltopper.
When it was on a hill, yes.
Well, it was on a hill. But I think maybe Larkin, at where that's at right now, is a little higher than where Crest Hill is. So it is kind of on the hill. You know, never thought about that, but it still is. And they've got that, they brought the light and the tower and all that kind of stuff in that little plaza there. All right. Mike Schuster, mom and dad, of course, very proud of you, Millie and Dick Schuster. You were actually, for a time, a plumber.
Yes.
Correct?
Yep. Yeah. So I started off with my father. Schuster and Son Plumbing from 1906 was the originated date, and so I was the 4th generation. Did that for probably 12 years, and then in 2006 is when we launched our first product. Yeah. So I've been doing this for another 10 years or so.
I did this in 2000, did you tell me 2010?
2010 was when we won the last Chicago Innovation Award.
And he hasn't changed at all. I mean, and before
a little
that,
extra facial
he's got the, well, yeah, you got the, anyone under the age of 40 is, you know, they have to have a beard. And he fits right in. At least he shaves his beard. Most of the guys, including those Cub players, they got the great guys with the shaggiest beards I've ever seen. But don't cut them, because I think they're doing quite well with them. Yeah, the first one, we'll talk about that product first. That was how long did it take you to put that together, and what was the first one?
First product was the HydroClean. So that was a water fill valve, toilet fill valve that saved water and cleaned the tank and detected leaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so the idea for that was it somewhere in those 12 years as a plumber, you're looking at you're repairing things, you're seeing this stuff, and you're reading books, you're hearing things about, let's have, you know, more savings in water bills, et cetera. And so that idea had to come from something like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Basically, it came from looking at the competition and understanding all the problems that were with each of them, as well as problems in the industry, and then coming up with a better solution.
Yeah. Did you have anyone in the industry beyond just Joliet that you had conversations with, that you would look back on and say they were on my team, or they were mentors, or they were someone who you could call or talk to along the line?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the one impressive thing for the Joliet area. I mean, there is so much talent around, and I had tons of mentors that helped in Joliet area as well as beyond. One of the guys on my board was actually a retired exec from Kohler.
Ah, well, that would help.
Yes.
That would help. What a great resort, by the way. You can go across the Cheddar Curtain and go up to Kohler's. It's a fantastic place to visit and see. Well, let's take a look at that first invention. Take a look at it now, and so you get a good kind of a feel for what it is. And then, so when we talked last, you were looking for, I think you're making trips to Canada. You were making trips, knocking on doors, getting, you know, give me a minute, give me a moment, let me have a presentation.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the Fuller Brush Man.
Yeah, no, it was grassroots guerrilla marketing for sure.
Yeah, and tell me a little bit about tell me about the no's or the maybe or we'll see people that you talked to.
Oh, so I back then there was always a lot of no's, and you just can't be afraid of no. And actually back then the one of our first big customers, the gentleman that I referenced from Kohler, he goes, you're not going to get into them for like maybe a few years. They'll have you do the shows and all that kind of stuff. And I've talked to people, and they've gone years without getting actually in the warehouse. I did one show. A month later, I'm down there, and we got in the warehouse. I went back. I go, okay, that one's done. Who's next?
That's great. He's simplifying it, because I also remember that you were, when we talked off the air, if you would, about the many trips in Canada and everywhere that you were knocking on doors, and lots of no's and lots of maybes. There's a lesson in there for those of you who are watching, those of you who have kids or grandchildren, and you know, we hear in the news every single day how the college graduates and young people are looking for things, and if you go online to the Entrepreneur Magazine or any of these new innovative incubator programs, steer them, mentor, and be supporters of our young people, because there are many people like you who are doing what you're doing in different areas and getting all those no's.
Sure.
And you read Fortune magazine and you see what's happening out there, and algorithms and all this new world that's opening up. So be supportive of your young people out there with their ideas. So let's do this. A couple of months ago, you were in Chicago. We're going to hear a little bit from the mayor, a little about I think her position at the time was county commissioner, Periwinkle, and then the presentation. So let's go back a few weeks, well, months now by the time you see this, and then we'll come back here, okay? Let's go to Chicago.
And then grandkids can play too.
At the NASDAQ in New York City to ring the closing bell. They'll be featured in local media, and importantly, they'll be able to meet with Governor Rauner, Mayor Emanuel, and Cook County President Preckwinkle.
All right.
And now we're so proud to introduce the city's #1 leader and the person who continues to bring great positive energy and spirit to the technology, innovation, and entrepreneurial communities in Chicago. Please welcome Rahm Emanuel.
I want to say to Dan and Tom, that was quite an entrance. I haven't seen that since my bar mitzvah. You don't usually see Innovation Awards with kind of a circular, little silly entrance like that, but that was quite the performance. Second is, I know you know this, but there's a big event in about 7:08. And for all of you, the reception in here, since I've tried in many ballet performances here, it's not really that great. So I'm going to be so I'd like to lay out my 14-point healthcare plan right now. On a serious note,
We're meeting with our winners in our office every year. President Preckwinkle has been a leader in our community who's making a defining difference for us, and we thank her. Former Chicago public school teacher, she's going to say good evening when she comes out here, and if you don't say good evening with enough enthusiasm back to her, she's going to make you sit in your seats until you do. So please welcome Cook County President Tony Preckwinkle. Hey.
Okay, so you've been queued up. Good evening.
Good evening.
Here we go.
Innovation Awards. Please welcome Allison Rosati and Rob Stafford.
she's a good dancer, I'm not. But you do that.
How's everybody doing tonight? I have to say, I'm so proud of everyone in this room tonight. We look so forward to the Innovation Awards every year. And I know tonight's the first game of the World Series, so I'm even more proud that everybody is here tonight celebrating our world-class city and our world-changing innovators right here in Chicago.
Hey, this next winner, I'm going to tell you right now, Dan, because this next company acquired a past Chicago Innovation Award winner and has now employed its founder as its chief of innovation.
That's right, Tom. Before he took the job as the head of innovation at Danco, Mike Schuster, who is a fourth-generation plumber, was the founder of a company named MJSI, which in 2010 won a Chicago Innovation Award for its Hydro-Right dual-flush toilet bowl converter.
And Michael is still making a splash at Danco today, which won for its Perfect Seal, another toilet bowl product.
Look, when it comes to toilets, there's nothing irregular about Danco's determination to be innovative. Here to present the award are two of the best journalists in Chicago covering innovation, Michael Arndt, editor of Great Chicago Business, and Andrea Haynes, editor of the Chicago Tribune's Blue Sky Innovation. Michael and Andrea.
Good evening. Since indoor plumbing moved indoors from the outhouse, plumbers have relied on wax to seal the connection between toilet pipe and flange. But wax can't tolerate any movement during or after installation, or it will lose its seal and permit sewer gas or water to escape into the bathroom. Danco's Perfect Seal solves the problem by encapsulating wax with rubber to provide 5 times the sealing surface over a typical wax ring.
Danco is a supplier of plumbing repair products for the do-it-yourself home improvement market, selling nationwide at retail. One of the most innovative and successful products in Danco history is the Perfect Seal. Perfect Seal works with the toilet and seals between the base and the drain below. Perfect Seal eliminates the guesswork, removes the mess, and makes the installation a simple one-person job. Previously, wax seals were used, but they were messy with no adjustability and single-time use. Perfect Seal has a sealing range that's 3 times greater than the competition, hence adjustable and reusable, making it the perfect seal every time. I'm super proud of my team for winning this award twice. Previously, in 2010, we won the award for the Hydro-Weight with my company, MJSI. We sold the company to Danco, and I'm honored to win this prestigious award 2 times with 2 different companies using my same team of innovators. I would like to thank the Danco team for the support and the judges for this great honor. Thanks for the award and the recognition.
Good job.
President of Innovation and Product Development, and Lester Levy, Co-President and CEO of NCH, Danco's parent company. Please accept this award on behalf of Danco.
Thank you very much. I'm Lester Levy, co-CEO of NCH Corporation. Now, a lot of you may think a toilet being innovative, but it can be. And it can be very profitable. And some of the simplest things in this world we've looked at over and over again can be innovative. All you have to do is look at it and think of it. NCH is celebrating their 100-year anniversary in 3 years. We didn't get there by not innovating. We innovate and reinvent ourselves over and over again, and we'll continue to reinvent ourselves and innovate in the future. So I'm proud to announce Michael Schuster as this award winner, and we're very proud of you and your team. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I'd like to say thank you to my family for being here, for the Danco team, and I'd also like to say thank you to the judges for giving us this recognition. I'd like to take a moment and share what this prestigious award actually means to me. You see, because we won this award in the past, as it was called out, and I have a unique perspective on it, because back in 2010, when we won this award, it was really cool because, as you saw, we got to go to the NASDAQ. So we took the whole team up to New York. We had a blast there, but the coolest thing was not ringing the bell. It was actually stepping outside, standing in the middle of Times Square, looking up at the NASDAQ building, and the whole thing was lit up with hydrogen. It was amazing. I mean, we're standing there, and it's like, wow, we made it. And I guess it's true, if you make it there, you can make it anywhere. In addition, what I'd like to do is share what this award means. So there was spectacular events that happened after winning this award. You guys probably aren't aware of this, but it is really phenomenal. And the events that followed weren't directly tied to the Innovation Award, but they wouldn't have happened if we didn't have that award to open up the doors. So I'll give you a few examples. Ace Hardware put us on the front page of a national flyer. They never used plumbing products on a national flyer. Front page, and our sales went through the roof. Lou Manfredini, who's a local talent, you may know him as Mr. Fix-It or the Ace spokesman. So Lou got us on the Today Show, and he demonstrated the product. So we're talking about millions of viewers. After that, we won the Home Depot President's Award. Now this award is only given, this was the first award that we won it. And basically this award is only given one time a year to a single product. And we won that award. Hydro-Rate was demonstrated in front of all of the Home Depots for an entire month. The following months, Home Depot mentioned Hydro-Rate in their quarterly earnings report. That's how successful it was. Then after that, the buyer said to me, he goes, "You can't buy that kind of advertising." I said, "That's good because I can't afford it." After winning the quarterly earnings report, we
We got the Depot Innovation of the Year Award, Handy Magazine. We were on Ask This Old House. And then after winning the President's Award the first year, a year later, we won it a second time. So my hope here is that we are able to repeat history and with Danco and the Perfect Seal. But the reason why I really bring this all to your attention is the fact that the Chicago Innovation Award has that much yank, that there's that much power behind this award, that it's opened up doors. It gave us tons of credibility that we wouldn't have been able to accomplish if it wasn't for receiving respect. I want to say one more thing. One more thing. I want to give a special thanks to Dan and Tom because this award, everything that this has done for us is absolutely incredible. And I'd like to invite everybody to stand up.
Thanks. No. But thank you. Thanks so much. Man, that makes me feel real good, Tom.
It does, yeah.
I'll say.
How was that?
It was good.
You were very relaxed on that stage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I like what you did at the very, very end. I have one more thing to say.
Cut the music.
The music is going. It's great. You get this all the time. You get it on the awards where it's, they do the presentation and they have a little fun with that as well.
Yeah.
How do you take that? Is it okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, it's all good.
Yeah. It is all good. And it's, it's probably been a humorous road of discovery ever since the Romans did the aqueducts.
Yeah.
And then Dick, your dad's good friend, they played golf together. Tom Crapper invented the invented the flush toilet. Do I have that right?
I think something like that. Yeah.
Maybe not the golf partner, but Tom Crapper, whose name really should be John, but Tom Crapper back in 1890 something.
Yep.
And so you didn't know that, did you? Well, I didn't make that up. That's just go Google it, and you'll see that it's true. Without that, we'd all be, what? It's a great invention, and you've polished it. You've made it so much more innovation to our toilets. Now that award was for what? That's different than what we just talked about.
Yeah. So the award that we won in 2010 was actually for the hydro rate. So that was a dual flush converter. Basically, you could drop it into any toilet, and it allows you to add dual flush. So dual flush is basically right now the way that a toilet works is you flush the toilet and the whole tank drains. So with dual flush, if it was just liquid and paper, then you can hit a button and basically only half the tank will drain. So it allows you to save an enormous amount of money. We did independent studies on the product, and we reduced indoor water consumption between 30 and 35% in 2 different studies. So it was an amazing thing for water conservation and also reducing people's bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in Joliet, our rates went up. Did you know that? And so now there's a way to kind of keep things reduced. That seal, that's part of it, right?
Yeah, so the Perfect Seal is what we won the award for this year.
Yeah.
And the Perfect Seal basically, it goes in between the floor and the base of the toilet.
Right.
So typically that was always like a wax ring that would be put in there. And the problem with wax is if you get any kind of movement in it at all, it's going to lose the seal, and it'll leak sewer gas or it'll leak water.
Right.
So with the Perfect Seal, it covers a full range of adjustability. I mean, quite literally, it'll go from 1/8 of an inch to 1.5 inches. So there's a full range of adjustability, and we've pressure tested the thing up to 45 psi actually blew up our fixture. So I mean, it really is the perfect seal. I mean, you think of like a wax ring. A lot of people don't think of, well, where's the pressure on a wax ring? But if you plunge a toilet, it can exert up to 9 psi. So a wax seal will blow out in about 3 psi or less.
Now that I did not know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I did not know, because I'm real good at the plunger thing. And I've also, years ago, had we took the old toilet off and put that's a terrible job.
Oh, it is.
That's a job for a plumber, not for a so-called pseudo handyman, which I am not.
Well, actually, with this Perfect Seal, it actually makes it a really easy job now. Because what it does is, before you had to, you put down your wax seal, it's messy, right. And then you have to determine what thickness you need, because sometimes the flange is down below the floor. So a lot of times people would just like stack one on top of the other, which is not the right answer. And then after you get all that set up, now you're coming down with this 70-pound toilet, trying to line up these bolts that are flopping like this, and typically you'd have to have somebody laying on the floor holding the bolts for you. So we've eliminated all of that, and the Perfect Seal actually stabilizes the bolts, so it holds them nice and straight, and it eliminates the wax mess. And what you're doing is, when you drop it down, you're just transferring the wax down and around inside, and it's all rubber encapsulated on the top surface, and it handles any movement. Yeah. So it's
now you're hearing all of this, and we're going to show you that product as well, right now. Now, the next question that people have watching out there is all of what we've talked about. Is it now available?
Oh, yeah. It's available.
Where?
Home Depot, Lowe's, Amazon, Ace, True Value, Do It Best. It's widely accepted by all of the customers at Danco, and it's available pretty much anywhere you go.
So you look for the word Danco?
Well, if you can go into the toilet repair set for like Home Depot or Lowe's or anything, and you can see all the Danco products. It's all the green and blue. So you got Perfect Seal, Hydro Right, Hydro Seat, Hydro Clean. So lots of different green and blue products. That's all of us.
I know for a fact that Dick and Millie, at least once a week, just take people who are visiting from out of town. They take them to Home Depot. I've seen this. They see the Jeep in there. They say, you got to see this. Come down to this aisle. So that's how much pride they have in you, their son.
Yep. Well, they're my biggest fan.
Yeah, and this is so successful. And you didn't know about it, I'll bet. But now you do, and it's widely available and should be in your house. We talked earlier, and I'm going to just show this to you. And this is one of our own here in Joliet. Let's take a look. Hand down, if you would, all of those patent, and these are not pending, these are patents. Take a look at them. How about that, huh? All right. And then the next room, if you just go over to that next room, just kind of do a wide shot. You don't know what's going on in there, but let's do that. Yeah, that one there. Good. Looks good. All right. And this is a little corner here, but beyond the cameras, there's offices and things. It's all located here in Shorewood, and they're Innovative and Research Design Center for Danco. And Mike, you're here with maybe a half a dozen people working and researching. What's on the horizon? What are you looking at right now? Can you tell or not?
I can tell on some of it. We're getting into water filtration next. So the next product is called One Tap. It's Lily is going to be the brand, and then One Tap is the product name. And basically what it allows you to do is you can hook up a water filtration system under any kitchen sink or bathroom sink, and you can get pure filtered water out of the faucet, your existing faucet, with the touch of a button. And then when you don't need filtered water, it automatically defaults to your normal drinking, your normal water.
In Joliet's a great market for that. I can tell you that, right?
That in Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're not as bad as Flint, Michigan, and we're really quite well. I mean, yeah. I've seen the water filtration systems here in Joliet. People do a phenomenal job with that. They're working on more expansion of that area underneath the river and all that kind of stuff that's going on in the city of Joliet. So kudos to those folks as well. Way out in the, beyond that one, is there anything else that rolling around up there?
Oh yeah, there's always lots of sleepless nights.
Now, do you reward yourself? Do you do stuff? What do you do for fun and frolic?
I'm pretty much a workaholic, so I'm always thinking of the next big thing.
Yeah, well, it's been interesting talking with you. Do you have, if the folks have want more information on these products, is there a website that they can go to?
Oh, sure. So they can go to danco.com, or if they want to Google the products by name, you can Google Perfect Seal, Toilet Seal, or you can Google HydroRite or HydroClean or any of that.
Yeah, well, we have all that for you on the screen. We're going to wrap things up here. The cue card guy is telling me, but I have it here. Talking about family, of course. That's we talked about people who are mentors and everything else, but I would imagine family is pretty important to you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I have a great support team, i.e. family, behind me. So my wife Debbie and son Ryan, and then obviously my mom and dad and sisters and.
Yeah. How old is Ryan?
So Ryan's 14 now.
Is he working as an apprentice plumber?
Nope. Actually, back at MJSI, I would put him to work. He would be cleaning the office, and on occasion I'll bring him out here, and we actually brought his whole class out to show them how. This was back when he was in 8th grade at St. Ray's. Show them how we go about the whole innovation process, and thinking of an idea and then printing it and having something tangible, and then the whole patent aspect and just the whole elements.
Well, when we did that panoramic view of the one room, you have that 3D printer in there, and of course that's probably a fun thing to to play with. But what I love about what you just said, and I would say to any of the folks who own manufacturing or packaging or some of these big distributor centers out there, to think about the same type of invitation that Mike Schuster made to the kids at St. Ray's in the grade school level, which I don't think they do enough of, is to get out and see these kinds of things going on, so that in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, they start thinking about their future, because the future isn't going to be as easy job-wise as the past has been. So the education and the on-site feel of what's going on and what can be handled by young minds for their future. High school, of course, as well. I think they've got some that kind of program going on, but not in the grade school level. And if you're an owner, you ought to think about that. Whether it's retail, whether it's industrial, commercial, think about opening your doors to the future with that. Have I forgotten anything?
No.
What do we need to touch on? Anything else? You're going to go on some trips, and you're going to still continue to get some high fives and kudos and recognitions. You got your bag packed over there. It's all set to go. He's leaving on a jet plane. I think that's one of the songs that Dick Schuster wrote in 1970 with somebody. You're off and running to places, right?
Oh yeah. So they're always on the go, doing a lot of travel. But the one big trip that we have coming up is not happening until March, but we get to ring the NASDAQ again for the Chicago Innovation Award. That's going to be amazing. I mean, seeing the product up on the biggest billboard in the U.S., which is the NASDAQ building, seeing that in the middle of Times Square is just
pretty exciting. Pretty exciting
inspiring.
And awesome. Inspiring. Well, you have been inspiring, and I hope that you take that inspiration to heart. We're very proud to know Mike Schuster, the Schuster family, and of course, Dick Schuster has been such a jewel for this show and Millie to make all these productions happen. not only this show, but so many others that come your way here on Channel 6. So a high five to Michael and also to the Schuster family. I'm Richard Fredrickson. Thanks for watching. Take care.